Hey everyone, and welcome to The Explainer. I am absolutely thrilled to share this one with you today. We're going to be diving into a wonderfully whimsical folktale called The Dancing Kettle. It's a story that beautifully blends the everyday struggles of life with, well, the truly extraordinary. And as you'll see, it shows us exactly how powerful a simple good deed can be. So, have you ever wondered what happens when an act of pure, simple kindness collides with something truly magical? We talk about doing good deeds all the time, right? But in this explainer, we're going to see how a seemingly small, selfless gesture leads to a wildly unexpected and, frankly, fascinating reward. Let's see how this all unfolds.
Okay, let's dive right into this with Act 1, The Rescue in the Pit. Picture this. We start our story following a poor man. He's just walking along an ordinary road, minding his own business. Well, actually, scratch that. It doesn't stay ordinary for long. He suddenly stumbles upon a pretty desperate situation. He sees a dwarf who has fallen straight into a deep pit. And despite trying his absolute best, the dwarf is completely helpless. He literally cannot climb out. Now, the man could have easily just kept walking, but instead, he steps right in and makes the immediate, compassionate choice to rescue the dwarf.
And here is where the story takes a super fascinating turn. The dwarf, who is obviously absolutely delighted by this rescue, doesn't just say a simple thank you. Nope, he makes a highly unusual proposition. He looks at the man and says, "Take me with you as a kettle. I will be of great help to you." I mean, just imagine hearing that. It's mysterious, it's exciting, and it leaves the poor man, and us for sure, wondering what exactly he means by this whole kettle thing. Moving right along to Act 2, a magical transformation. So literally, right before the man's amazed eyes, the dwarf doesn't just hand him a kettle, he physically transforms into one. It's like a magic trick happening right in the middle of the road. This brilliantly illustrates that sudden, crazy shift from a totally normal day into a realm of pure magic. The man is utterly astonished, as anyone would be, right? But he trusts the dwarf's word and takes this fascinating, newly formed magical object back to his home. Now, what's really interesting about this is the sheer absurdity of what happens next. Because this isn't your standard piece of kitchenware. Once he gets the kettle home, the man notices it has a head, arms, and legs exactly like a human. Just try to picture that for a second. A magical kettle with human limbs just standing there in his humble little home. It's wonderfully bizarre and completely unexpected. But this whimsical creature has a master plan, still possessing the ability to speak. Because of course it can, the kettle gives the man his very next set of instructions. It says, "Take me to the market. It will be very beneficial for you." It's setting the stage for their grand public debut. The kettle clearly knows its own value, and it's directing the man toward a major game-changing opportunity. And that brings us to Act 3, Dancing at the Market. So the very next day, they hit the market, and here is their highly profitable new routine broken down. Step 1, they go to market day, right into the thick of the bustling crowd. Step 2, the kettle starts dancing. Yes, the kettle with human legs and arms actually puts on a show. Step 3, they completely entertain and captivate the crowd with this amazing spectacle. And step 4, the best part? They earn money. The people are so blown away by the dance that they just start showering this poor man with cash. And, it wasn't just a one-hit wonder. The people at the market liked the Dancing Kettle so much that they practically demanded a recurring performance. They told the poor man, "Bring the kettle to the market on every market day and entertain us." The idea spread like wildfire. They just couldn't get enough of it. Let's trace this timeline and see how this builds because it happens fast. Day 1 started with a simple act, rescuing a helplessly trapped dwarf. Day 2 gave us the first incredibly successful market dance. And that evolved into every market day becoming a totally prosperous money-making routine. That one single split-second moment of helping someone in a pit quickly spiraled into a completely transformed, prosperous life for the man. All right, let's slow things down a bit as we get to Act 4, the reward of kindness. The whimsical dancing object is incredibly fun, no doubt about it. But we really have to ask ourselves, what is the real lesson here? If we look beyond the whole magic trick of a dwarf turning into dancing cookware, what is the core message the source material is actually trying to give us? So the crucial point is this. Showing kindness to others brings its own reward. The man didn't rescue the dwarf because he wanted a dancing money-making kettle. He couldn't have possibly known that would happen. There's no way. He rescued him simply because the dwarf needed help, period. But that genuine, unselfish act of kindness boomeranged right back to him in the most incredible, prosperous way possible. I want to leave you with this final, provocative thought to chew on. Where might your own dancing kettle or unexpected reward be waiting when you choose to help others today? We might not find magical dwarves on our morning commute, but the ripple effects of our good deeds often return to us in ways we could literally never predict. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer. Keep learning, and hey, keep looking for those everyday opportunities to be kind.